They do. Here you have an economic crisis, but it's the Latins' fault.
Yeah.
It's because they're coming over here to work. They work harder than you, many more hours for less pay. So how are they the problem? How are they the problem? How are so-called Mexicans the problem when they're the hardest working and they work for less pay? All they try to do is live the so-called American dream. They come over here, they don't bother nobody, right? Y'all get mad at them for speaking their own language. Right? Right? Put some in between, put a bag in between.
I thought the camera was gonna blow over besides that.
It didn't move. Because I was blocking it.
Yeah, probably. Makes sense.
They come down here, they work, try to live the American dream, and y'all still cause problems. I remember a story when Trump got in office, he was talking about deporting Jake. One of the Jakes was a pastor, so-called Mexican. He was a pastor, good record, like 20 years being a pastor. They deported his ass. And he said, I thought Trump just wanted the bad ones. I thought I was a good one. Esau don't care, right? So y'all are problems. So y'all try to pin all y'all problems on us. Here it is, America, only in America, you have a unique problem. It's known as the opioid epidemic. That's only in America, right? And that's mainly dropping y'all people, so-called white men. But yeah, you still find a way to blame everything on our people. Ain't that a bit? So, also I was like, man, if the Most High took us in a different world and we could just watch them collapse and just watch them kill each other and beg the Lord to bring the Israelites back. Because without us, there is no creation. There is no work. There is no innovation.
There is no life.
There is no life. There is no order. All this order you got, well, there has to be law and order. There has to be. Where you getting that from, for the most part? You're getting that from the scriptures. And guess who that law was given to? The Israelites.
That's right.
So if the Israelites weren't here to establish order, which we're not really establishing on this side, you people wouldn't have order. You wouldn't have a society, right? Because look what you're doing now with all these homosexuals and transgenders. Look where your society is going. Logically, nothing makes sense. But you to try to logically teach about LGBT history and health and all that, it doesn't make sense. You know, they got a thing, LGBT health month or something like that. So what are you talking about? Oh, you want to talk about how being in that lifestyle increases your chances of catching STDs and so forth? Why is that? Oh, because logically, two men not supposed to be laying together. Logically, two women not supposed to be laying together. Logically, a man is not supposed to be taking estrogen pills, and logically, a woman not supposed to be taking testosterone pills, progesterone and stuff like that. Because it changes your body, it changes your mood, and it affects this liver, affects this organ, that organ. So look what happens when you're in charge.
And all the side effects are irreparable. So once you take those pills, you stuck like that for life.
See those Jakes? Here they are on the bottom. But they, you know,
They still living fly than Esau.
but they still living like that on the bottom. They still know how to have a good time without bothering anybody except them. You Edomites don't know that. So if there's Jake on the bottom, imagine when we on the top, baby. Unstoppable. You know? And that's one thing, like, I remember Kuala said this, because I asked, what is one thing that you want in the kingdom? We're going to have it all anyway. That's why I say just name one. And I remember Baki said family. You know, he just wanted to be able to join family. And I remember Kuala, he said potential. He wants to be able to fully use his potential. Because we're limited here. We're here. You know how much potential we have, but we just ain't got it, right? It really stores down to money, you know? Money and resources. That's why this whole system is rigged to ensure that Jake what does not have money in their pocket, that they're always paying something off and Esau, whatever. Because then your focus is not okay. Let's build something now. With all this extra money in our pocket, let's do something. It's to ensure that our houses are divided because family plays a very important role to society. Okay, if a strong family is together, an Israelite man, an Israelite woman have a rock solid relationship and they have children, they can do things. You understand? That's why Esau says, well, let's break that up. Because what happens now? Nothing but chaos. And their whole focus is now turned away from advancement. Now it's just, let's stabilize it. Let's just be stable. See, when you study the economics of it, you know, you can just listen to Claude Anderson. He tells you how pretty much, you know, the hell with some, I'm sorry, you know, ain't nothing gonna change unless he says put some money in our pockets. That's what he says. Because with that money, we use our potential and then we can get places. That's why Edom wants to make sure we don't get that. You understand?
And this is what you posted. It says, when FBI Director J. Edward Hoover was asked what is his opinion was the single greatest threat in the United States of America, he responded, Negro unity. Take a moment to let that sink in. Yeah, so Negro unity, that's the biggest threat because they know that, you know, Jake, like the brother mentioned, like the family structure, you know, and all these nations is trying to stop that because, hey, if we in order, we just naturally take over, you know, naturally. And like those damn Hamites when Isaac went to Gerar, they was filling in his damn wells with sand. Fucking tall ass, bitch ass niggas.
Thinking back to the Moses West thing.
You said the what?
Moses West when he made the ionizing
Water on the air.
Yeah. Doing a great job and fuck it up.
Vandalize. Hey.
It's this fast car day or something.
Like
Where they go?
just showing off. You know, like you said, they do everything to make sure that we don't get to a point. That's why you Jakes don't understand, man. The reason they so in love with the gun range, it's in their spirit or whatever. The reason they're so heavy to practicing all that is because they only plan on using that on you. They have you in their mind as the greatest threat. Like Edgar Hoover said, black unity is the greatest threat. So we got to make sure that we always doing this, we always on that. Like that Edomite who call himself roughing up that Jake out there in the neighborhood. Here it is, this devil like over 100 pounds and more than that guy. You know, you mess with that Jake. Like, yeah, you're a real tough guy, aren't you? Right? Esau's a pussy. Esau's a faggot. You gonna step up to them. That man ain't no threat to you, but you gonna step because really you like, yeah, I can show you what I can do to you because all that practicing you doing, you only plan on using that to Jake. So now you see an opportunity, but you wouldn't have did that to any other man.
See, God first response.
Why does he use it?
You got it. You always do that to the little, little black girls and little black boys.
Yeah,
you don't do that shit to men.
In fact, these Edomites only have balls. Okay, I watch a lot of Italian movies. They like to say that. Where do you get the ball? But these Edomites only have the balls to do anything when they have advantage.
Clear advantage.
Clear advantage. Esau's a fucking coward. Clear advantage, and they drunk, and they got a gun on them. We know when the Edomite comes up acting crazy and he's armed. That's the only time he got some balls. You know?
Yeah.
Because he's even though he's a carnal man, he's weak. Hey, you saw after the Jake in the parking lot that Edomite running around. You're getting, you know what I'm saying?
Which one was that? Hold on.
The one where he was running and he asked the cop,
Oh, yeah. You ain't gonna help me?
Yeah, he said the N-word.
Yeah. But he was running around, but I'm like, I thought you were so tough, Esau.
He said, no, not at all.
And Jake just grabbed him. He didn't even touch him yet. He was all scary. I'm like, but I thought you were tough. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So Esau will only pick on another Jake. He got like clear advantage. You know what I'm saying? I'll show you what I can do to you. First of all, you like 100 some more pounds, got more weight on. He's not a threat to you. You know? So you squaring up to him like you pushing him and stuff. You want him to do something. You a bitch. So,
Yep.
Later on, the neighborhood, like other, Israelites from the community came and started protesting at his house. He got scared. They moved him with his family.
if any other Jake Mel had walked up, he wouldn't have did that. Right there. No, you can actually keep going.
Says back in Ezra 6 and 56, it says, as for the other people which also come with Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us, and to devour us. But we thy people whom thou hast called thy firstborn, and thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover are given into their hands. If the world be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
You see, the world was made for our sakes. That's why Ezra asked that question. Now go to chapter 7. Verse 9. The world was made for us, man. This whole world was created for us. And the Lord pretty much said, this world is for you now, go learn, so to speak, learn. The scriptures even says, even the king is served by the field. We're supposed to be into chemistry, and even if you look at it on the medical side of it, we the greatest healers. We really are. If you look up all the Jakes, if you look up all the men who are great for natural healing, if it's 10 of them, 9 of them are Jakes. Because Jake just into that. Jake just like, okay, I wanna, let me try this and that. I was at one time I was at, what's the name of that food store? Whole Foods. And I saw a Jake, he's buying some honey, and I was asking him advice. I was like, okay, so I got honey too, but let me ask you what you do with it. What do you use with it? He's like, I put it in water, you make the hot water hot. Jake into that stuff, man. Esau get this stuff too, but they like to manipulate shit. Like they believe in all this medicine and injections and stuff. Chemicals. Which, by the way, that one sodomite brought out. But you can do the research, you'll find out that the guy who came up with the idea of vaccinations anyway was a Jew. So there you go. Because all you're doing is you're studying what the element, what the plants and stuff do, and what your body is, and how your body reacts. Really, you're not supposed to get like injections and stuff for real. Because when you do the research, you'll find out that your body defense system reacts to all the entrance in your body, like your mouth and stuff like that.
Yeah, through your tonsils. So that your tonsils act as like the gatekeeper for anything to enter into your body. So if it's something that's not supposed to be there, your tonsils warn your white blood cells, and then your white blood cells get ready to fight it off.
So, not to cut you off, it makes sense why Esau tell you quit, or you gotta get your tonsils.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, tell people that all the damn time.
They're like your tonsils too inflamed, or they too big.
And they'll tell you, like, after you get rid of them or whatever, you're more susceptible to a lot of things. But your body naturally reacts to any type of foreign, bacteria or whatever, naturally through how it's supposed to enter. That's why if you get an injection and you get like the wrong injection, you might be sick for a minute because it takes your body time to react because it's coming from an area that they're not familiar with. That's why for the most part they'll catch you like in your stomach or whatever. All the entry points of your body, that's normally how your body reacts. That's why like if you get an injection, you get water injected to you, you can die. Okay? Because you just got to know about water and salt. Salt love water. Your blood cells would be more attracted to the water. Would pretty much be absorbed, say, in the. That's why you got different types of water. You got water, then you got ionized water, right? You got sterile water. You got different ones. Yeah. So it's some knowledge on that. But Jake, We know those things. Okay? We were the greatest healers. And all the tribes on down, they have their own little ways of how they operate or heal, especially Northern Kingdom. Most Northern Kingdom, I say most, are more resistant to prescriptions and stuff like that. They're more big on natural healing. And it makes sense because they was already on this side of the world with Gad and Reuben and so forth, and they was already into that, so that follows down, right? Esau, Edom wants to make opioid prescriptions, right? And make it to where it's an addictive thing, just so you can keep buying it. See, you guys don't upset the manufacturing companies when you tell them that there's an opioid epidemic. They don't care that there's people dying. They just says, oh, people want our stuff. Put that shit out there. Keep sending that shit out there. You know, that's why they get around every time they go to court, be sued for this death, that death. They're just like, nope, but we're gonna keep pushing out billions of pills a day because you guys want the stuff. You know, and that's abusing, you know, your because you know your body is really ran off of dopamine, you know, from the brain. That's what it excites you. Too much of that will eventually give you. That's how you get addicted. Too much of that will give you a high, but then your body becomes tolerant to that. So then you got to release more dopamine so that you can get more higher. It's just like alcohol, stuff like that. But we had the balance. You understand? You got that. This is chapter 7.
Ask real quick. How you was talking about the Native Americans, the Northern Kingdom being already over there. I stumbled upon a plant in the Epsom salt, arnica. The arnica plant is native to the Northwest U.S., North America, but it's a healing plant. And I noticed, like, usually whenever like your joints and all that stuff come back like you young. And I was like, wow, why they don't advertise this? Like they don't talk about it, but it's